You ever notice how Justin Bieber keeps trying to start over, but somehow he always ends up back in the mess? It's like no matter how far he runs, something's always pulling him back. Fame, drama, trauma. The cycle Justin Bieber can't escape. We're talking about a kid who got plucked off YouTube, became one of the biggest pop stars on earth before he could even drive, and then got tossed into rooms with some of the most powerful and allegedly dangerous people in the industry. Yeah, including Diddy. And the stuff tied to those allegations, it's deeper and darker than most of us realize. But this story isn't just about headlines or old tabloid drama. This is about what that kind of early fame really does to a person. The anxiety, the breakdowns, the apology tours, the finding God, the marriage, the quiet disappearances. All those moments where fans were like, is Justin even okay? We're unpacking all of it. And now in 2025, he's not even the same Bieber we grew up on. He's out the spotlight more, but still catching strays from the past that he didn't fully choose. He's trying to heal, live, and keep his name out of chaos. But that cycle, it's not done with him yet. Because sometimes, no matter how much you grow, the past still knows your address.
Starting to act different, huh?
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry.
Why did Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber break up?
It started with a grainy YouTube video in a small town in Canada. A 13-year-old kid named Justin Bieber, standing in his living room in Stratford, Ontario, singing his heart out. No fancy studio, no label, just talent. That's when Scooter Braun stumbled across his page, hit pause, and knew he'd found something special. Braun flew him out to meet Usher, and from there, the dominoes fell. Usher helped sign him to RBMG, which stands for Raymond Braun Media Group. And what felt like overnight, this kid went from YouTube to boardrooms with music's biggest names. But that was just the first step. Then came Diddy, and when Diddy stepped in, things went left fast.
We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old.
According to resurfaced interviews and timelines, Diddy introduced Justin to a level of fame and pressure that even grown celebrities struggle with. Parties, late nights, and access to a Hollywood that most kids never see. Diddy himself confirmed giving Justin Bieber the keys to one of his LA homes when he was just 15 years old.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mansion.
Now, imagine being a teenager, fresh out of middle school, hanging around billionaires, rappers, and industry bosses. That ain't regular. By the time Baby dropped in 2010, Justin wasn't just a star. He was global. The purple hoodie, the side swept, bold cut, the innocent smile. He was the moment. Moms, teens, and even little cousins were all singing along. But behind that sweet image, things were already getting heavy. What the world saw was the awe factor. But what they didn't see was how the industry started moving faster than Justin could even grow up. Touring non-stop, doing back-to-back press, constantly being watched. It was non-stop. He was still a kid, but he had to carry himself like a grown man. Any mistake got blown up. Every relationship, every bad haircut, every late night moment was on the blogs. As his fame climbed, so did his expectations. And the cracks started to show. We're talking breakdowns, outbursts, and isolation. Signs that the spotlight was burning a little too bright. He was evolving in real time, trying to protect his peace while the world picked him apart. So was the fame too much? Was it too soon? That's the question everyone started to ask. But by the time they did, it might have already been too late. Because what Justin didn't know yet was that the same people who helped him rise were also tied to the darkest parts of his story. And some of those names, they're still making headlines today.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry.
Why did Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber break up?
Here's the part that really hits. The part that makes you pause and ask, how did it even get this far?
Hey, this is a brand new. I feel violent.
I did grab his butt. I'm single. I couldn't help it. He was just so delicious. So
Amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be.
Wow, look at your eyes. What music are you listening to at the moment? Thank you so much. Look at him. Look at what a beautiful face. All right, now it's time to find out who's not.
Being 15 and surrounded by people twice your age, it might sound cool and fun from the outside. Parties, limos, flashing lights, I get it. It's what people dream of. But what happens when your childhood gets swapped out for a spotlight? When you grow up too fast, too soon, under the watch of adults who don't always have your best interests at heart. Being around Diddy and other grown stars at that age raised more than a few eyebrows. And in 2025, with everything coming out about the dark side of the industry, people are starting to connect the dots. Conversations around childhood stardom and trauma are louder than ever before. And Justin's story is at the center. But it wasn't just the fame, it was the love. And let's be real, nothing had the timeline in a chokehold like the whole Justin, Selena, and Hailey triangle. Selena Gomez and Justin weren't just dating. They were a couple, on and off, from around 2011 to 2018. Breaking up and making up like it was a part of the tour sketch. Then just months after their final split, Justin married Hailey Baldwin in 2018. That's when things really got messy. Jelena fans weren't ready to let go. Hailey couldn't step outside without being compared. Selena's name trended every time Justin blinked. And even now, in 2025, that triangle still won't die. Fans became obsessed. Every lyric, every Instagram like, every interview, they turned it all into proof. Proof that Justin still loved Selena. Proof that Hailey felt second best. It spiraled into something way deeper than just gossip. Selena opened up about mental health struggles, even checking into treatment facilities. Hailey publicly talked about breakdowns and online bullying. Justin, he looked like he was stuck in the middle of a war. He didn't know how to end. A love triangle turned into a trauma circle, and fans were unknowingly feeding the fire. Then came the crashes, the real consequences. In the mid-2010s, everything started unraveling. Justin got arrested in Miami. He canceled tours. Paparazzi videos showed him breaking down in public.
It's money. You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
Purpose was his redemption arc, but it barely lasted before changes came and felt more like a cry for space than a comeback. Justin was unraveling, and most of the world just watched it happen like it was a show. He said he didn't want to be famous anymore, that he felt trapped. No one really heard him, not until it got real quiet. Then 2020 came. He dropped this song, Lonely with Benny Blanco. And man, if you really listen to it now, it's not just a song, it's a diary entry. Everybody knows my past, like my house was always made of glass. That line alone says something. It says everything. Back then, people heard it. Now in 2025, with all the truth coming out, with Selena now dating Benny Blanco himself, folks are realizing how loud Justin was crying without raising his voice. It wasn't about clout. It was about being a kid who never got to be a kid, looking for a way out. So here we are, after the love, the loss, the breakdowns, and the ballads. And you started to realize, this wasn't just about music, was it? It was about a kid caught between fame and freedom, between love that healed him and love that hurt him, between what the world wanted and what he needed. And maybe that's the cycle Justin Bieber can't escape. The cycle of always being seen but never fully understood. But now in 2025, maybe that's finally starting to change.
I just want to protect her, you know?
What is up, you guys? This is our quick break. And if you've been locked in with this story, you're feeling it, hit that subscribe button right now. We've got more deep dives, real stories, and culture talk. Subscribing helps us keep this content coming. No clickbaits, just facts, vibes, and the truth behind the headlines. So if you're rocking with us, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll be right back.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry.
Why did Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber break up?
In 2022, Justin Bieber showed the world just how real things had gotten. He posted a raw video revealing he had Ramsay's Hunt syndrome. That is a rare condition that caused part of his face to be paralyzed. Half of his face literally couldn't move. The same face millions grew up watching in music videos, red carpets, and viral clips was now frozen. And for many, this hit different. The world suddenly saw the weight Justin had been carrying, not just emotionally, but physically. This wasn't just a pop star dealing with bad press. This was a human being battling his own body while the world kept watching. But Justin had already been quietly crying out for help years before the diagnosis. He was opening up about his battles with depression, heavy drug use, and the deep feeling of being treated like a product instead of a person. In a 2020 interview, he even admitted that he felt like he couldn't be happy, no matter how much success he had. You could see it in his posture, the look in his eyes. He wasn't that bubbly kid from one time anymore. That glow was completely gone. The hurt was real. Fame had given him the world, but it had also taken so much from him in return. And now, fans look back at those old clips and realize he'd been silently screaming for help for years. That's exactly why this part of the story matters more than ever. Mental health is not a trend. It's real. And if hearing Justin's story hit you in the chest, that's okay. Maybe you or someone you love is fighting battles behind the scenes too. Just know you're not alone. Whether it's stress, anxiety, depression, or just feeling like the world is too loud, there's help for everybody. The National Suicide Line is 988. The Crisis Lifeline. Text HELLO to 741-741. Talk to a therapist or a trusted adult. Mental health is health. No shame, no judgment, just care. Because real strength is saying, I need help before it's too late. So where does that leave Justin Bieber now? That's the question fans whisper every time he disappears from Instagram or cancels an appearance. Will he be okay? We've seen him fall, rise, break, and heal. While things aren't perfect, there's something different in the way he moves now. Quieter, softer, more intentional. Maybe he's not running anymore. Maybe he's learning how to sit still, breathe, and finally be. But there's still one part of the story left that no one's really unpacked yet. And it might be the key to the entire scene.
I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry.
Why did Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber break up?
So here's the good news. Justin Bieber is finally slowing down. Not because he's washed up or because he's fading out, but because he needs to. In 2023, he canceled the rest of his Justice World Tour and made a choice that many celebs are too scared to make. He stepped back. These days, he's focused on healing, spending time with Hailey, of course, working behind the scenes on music, and leaning deep into his faith. The Justin we see now isn't chasing viral moments or trying to prove anything. He's reflecting, growing, getting right with himself. And that quiet transformation, that right there might be the most powerful chapter yet. Because Bieber's not just some headline or a chart. He's family to a whole generation. We watched him grow from the purple hoodie to the Grammy stage. And we also watched him crash. For many fans, it wasn't about his music. It was about him. His journey mirrored ours. The ups, the downs, the heartbreaks, the pressure to be perfect. That's why people rise so hard for him. Not because he's flawless, but because he's real. And when he hurts, it hits close to home. Fans don't just want music. They want peace for him, stability, joy. They want Justin to win as a person. His story is a reminder that fame doesn't heal pain. It can hide it, yes. Dress it up, make it look nice, and it can distract, but healing will take time. honesty, and space. Justin's still in the process. And you know what? That's okay. What matters is that he's trying. He's no longer pretending to be okay for the cameras. And maybe that's what makes his next chapter the most hopeful. We don't need the old Justin. We need the whole Justin. The one who knows who he is, scars and all. So where does it all land? It lands with a man who's been broken and built back up. A man who's still learning to breathe without the weight of the spotlight on his chest. Justin Bieber may never fully escape the cycle, but he's learning to redefine it. Not as a trap, but as a testimony. And as we close out the story, maybe the biggest lesson is this: give people room to grow. Because behind the brand, behind the name, there is a human. And this human, he's finally learning how to just be. And that was our mic dropping moment of the day. If you've been locked in with this story, like I said earlier, feel free to hit that subscribe button right now, because we got more deep dives, real stories, and culture talk, just like this one.